Valencia has become an iconic city associated with the America's Cup and Grand Prix sailing. And in the America's Cup harbour, a new Grand Prix fleet is assembled.
It is great, and it has special significance for all the sailors that during the period between 2004-5 to 2007, we were all living here and participating in the America's Cup. So for all of us, it's like, in some ways, getting back to a familiar place, getting back home. And that's the sentimental part of the story. But then on the practical side, you got the boats in this beautiful setup, and then suddenly you moor off, go out, motor for 3 minutes, put your mainsail up, and you're racing. And the racing is just in front of the beaches. People can see it from the shore. It's difficult to improve.
All season, the TP52 fleet races in the Audi Med Cup, a 5-regatta circuit that moves around Europe. It concluded just a week before the World Championship, where Emirates Team New Zealand were crowned champions. But now, the focus is on the World Championship. One event, up to 10 races and 9 boats. Many of the Med Cup fleet are taking part, but there are new boats and new faces too. Having finished second on the Audi Med Cup, Quantum Racing are coming in as favourites.
Yeah, well, how do you approach this? This is a one-hit wonder. It's not about the 60 races that we have in the Audi Med Cup, or the 50 races. This is about 10 races and making sure at the end you have an opportunity to win. So you approach it that way, and then with our competition, because we're sailing against some different teams here that we don't see a lot, you play things slightly safer relative to them and minimize and mitigate the risk.
Winning the final event of the Audi Med Cup, Argentina's Matador are on a roll.
We are just here to do it the best we can and try to be one of the contenders to the title till the very end. So we are here trying to give our best and hopefully still have chances on the last 2 days where everything counts.
The Russians are here too, with a new skipper, Evgeny Nugodnikov.
I wanted to sail here before, but I started to sail with Synergy in young match race team. Before I sailed all-time match race, and now they changed the helmsman and invite me to try.
The new faces are both British teams, both boats stacked with talent.
It's early days in terms of my sailing on TPs, but really exciting and great to be out there with some of the best sailors in the world, and that's a rare treat. You can't get that in many sports. So as a relative newcomer, so that's very exciting.
As the fleet lined up for the first time in Valencia, it was the seasoned professionals Artemis and Matador who got a good start. But leading out of the blocks and continuing their run of form, Quantum Racing. American Terry Hutchinson on the helm, and he steered Quantum Racing round the top mark first, with the German team Audi A1, powered by All for One in second. Guillermo Parada's Matador were in the hunt coming into the finish, but it was Terry Hutchinson's men on board Quantum who crossed the line first. But the next 2 races of the day would tell a different story. The Russian entry Synergy found good boat speed and started to dominate. At the end of the long Audi Med Cup season, the Russian team changed several of the crew, including the helm. Having established himself on the World Match Racing Tour, Evgeny Nugodnikov stepped in and immediately made an impression. New to this fleet, but not phased, Nugodnikov steered Synergy to consecutive victories.
Yeah, we got a 5th in the first race, and then we got 2 firsts in the second and third races. So we're over the moon. It's obviously the best day we've had this season, and guys have been improving all year, and it was nice for it to come together in the last regatta of the year.
The favourites, Quantum, finished the day in second, behind Synergy.
Our goal for the day was to come out of it with 9 points or less, and we achieved that by 2 points. And we were pretty safe and pretty conservative all the way around the race course. It was a little bit disappointing in the middle race. We had everything was going fine. We're going downwind, and for about 30 seconds, somebody took their eye off of Matador, and that was basically all it took, and they jumped us and rolled us. So that was the difference really between being in the lead at the bottom or being in third. And we battled from there, and yeah, I think all in all, it was a really good day. It's a nice way to start the regatta.
The TP52 class is big news right now, with new boat announcements and rumours on the dockside. Nicholas Zenstrom made his name by inventing Skype. He's in Valencia to sail with Chris de Bella and is building a new boat for the 2011 season.
Well, I'm here at the TP52 World Championship to really to visit and to learn more about the TP52 circuit, because we made a decision with the team to enter the Med Cup for next year. I've been watching the circuit, and it seems to be the best racing you can get for the moment. It's a very competitive fleet, very competitive team, very well organized racing and management, so that's really the attraction.
I think the decision of racing the America's Cup in multi-hulls is going to be, it could hurt us a little bit next year because we will lose some teams, but in the midterm it's going to be very, very beneficial to the Audi Med Cup circuit and to the TP52 class, because as we said before, it's going to become the reference in monohull sailing, the highest level, so people will be long time still attached to the monohull, and who aim for the highest that you can do in the monohull, this will be the ground.
The second day of racing, and Quantum once again come out fighting. They win the first race. But trading blows and winning the second race, it's Sweden's Artemis.
Yeah, it was a good day today. It was difficult conditions, quite shifty. We coming in today, we felt good yesterday, and today it just felt very good.
At the end of 2 days of racing in Valencia, the favourites, Quantum, are leading. Synergy are sailing the best regatta of their season and are in second. And Argentina's Matador, they're still in the hunt in third. One of the features of TP52 racing is the coastal race, which takes the boats on a long-distance course. And it's a chance for the boats in the middle of the fleet to leapfrog to the front.
Well, it's all very competitive around where we are. So obviously we've got Audi A1 and we've got Bigamist, and those are the guys probably closest to us. So we'd like to try and chip away at them and see if we can finish in front of them.
At the start of the coastal race, A1 and Artemis at the pin end got a jump on the rest of the fleet. Number 4, Chris de Bella, number 9, Bigamist, were pushed to the left. They had to tack back. Swedish entry Artemis, number 18, they were locked in a battle with Matador on the far side. By the first upwind mark, Guillermo Parada's Matador rounded first. Having made huge gains on the leg, Chris de Bella rounded second, Audi A1 third. Artemis and Quantum were chasing the leaders hard, but by the first downwind mark, it was Matador who held on to the lead. Chris de Bella second. The fleet headed northeast along the Spanish coast. By the halfway stage, Matador was holding on to their lead. And with this race counting for 1.5 points, it would be a major win. It would keep them in the hunt for the championship, if they could defend their lead. Having led from the first upwind mark, it was the distinctive red sword on the sail of Matador, first round the harbour wall. With just 500 metres to the finish, Matador chose their line in. If they found a wind pocket, Chris de Bella could easily have eradicated the hard-fought lead. But Guillermo Parada rolled Matador gently into a jibe. The team guiding their sails across. One more jibe, they crossed the line. Chris de Bella second, Audi A1 just behind. But it was Matador who crossed the line in the America's Cup port as winners of the coastal race. Chris de Bella finished second, and Audi A1 third.
It was a really good day for us, and we're very pleased with ourselves. The start, we got squeezed out down at the pin, so we were fortunate we could immediately tack on to a port with no real loss. Dipped the starboard tackers, and then just hipped up to windward of them, and it seemed like the right-hand side was just paying a little bit, and after 5 or 6 minutes we were back in the game, and we managed to not get tacked on going up the first beat, and I think we rounded second round the first mark, which was very pleasing. And then after that we went pretty well downwind, and that opened out a bit of a lead, and we just managed to hang on.
The penultimate day of racing. The fight between Quantum and Matador was intensifying. Only half a point between them. In 2 races, Quantum score a second and a first, Matador a third and a second. Quantum lead overall by just 2.5 points going into the final day. A day when the world title will be decided. In the countdown to the start, Quantum pushed right, but ahead Matador had timed their run to the line badly. They were over the line at the start and had to turn back. Advantage Quantum. To win the championship, Matador had to finish with 2 boats between them and Quantum. But on board Quantum, Terry Hutchinson was sailing a tactical race, blocking the Argentinians. He was doing what he had to do to win the championships. Matador did pass Quantum on the final downwind leg, but it wasn't going to be enough. Terry Hutchinson crossed the line, and Quantum Racing defended their world title. TP52 world champions.
Can't say enough about how good the Matador guys are as well. So it's a high quality team, and they sail their boat very, very well. And as always, we have a lot of respect for them as competitors.
Runners-up in the Audi Med Cup, and now TP52 world champions. It's been quite a year for Terry Hutchinson and the Quantum Racing team. With more new boats, the best sailors, and the closest racing, the TP52 fleet proves once again it's the highest level of monohull sailing in the world, and 2011 will be no exception.